Welcome to the Health Daily Show. I'm your host, Chitra Nabat. Joining us today is Parul Singh, partner Initialized Capital. Parul, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us about Initialized Capital. What's unique and different about your firm and investing approach?
Sure. So we are an early stage fund investing pre-seed and seed. We're a $500 million fund managing $3.2 billion in AUM. And we like to invest in technology companies and startups that are tackling some of the most difficult problems through software. We've been around over 10 years. We've had 28 unicorns in our portfolio. So companies on the healthcare side, including Roe, TruePill, Papa, Athelis, Color Genomics. And really excited to be here and chat with you about us.
We're in a recessionary environment, volatile market. VC funding is down about 50% from last year highs. So it's taking VC firms a longer time to raise less money. How do you demonstrate innovation and competitiveness to your LPs?
It's a great question. We have a great relationship with our LPs, and we're currently investing out of our sixth fund. It's a $500 million fund. And what we believe is that some of the best companies actually come out of these hard times. We make the analogy that it's a little bit like endurance athletes. They train at high altitudes to build stronger companies. We think some of the best investments can come out of right now. And we believe that we have unique attributes as a fund. So we have a team of specialists on our team. So we've hired our investing team so that everyone is an expert in some aspect of company building, from PR to HR to product to branding. And so we use that expertise to help our companies grow faster. And we believe that that's a way that we help founders win.
So what you're saying is you've got folks with different functional expertise as part of your core investing team. How does that play into your diligence process? Because there's a lot of perception and criticism out there that VC investors invest on relationships and FOMO as opposed to real diligence. Recently we saw with crypto investing and some of that fallout, folks investing on FOMO. So here within healthcare, how does this play into the diligence process?
Yes, I absolutely think that the fact that every single investor on our team has been involved in building companies before is a big part of the lens that we apply when we're building. And we ask ourselves, is this a founder that I myself would want to work for? Can I work with this person for 10 years? And those go to a lot of the questions that we have to have that conviction that this is a person who is building a product that can touch 1 billion people. And we use our background in building to do that. So I have a product and engineering background. Our managing partner, Brett Gibson, he has been an engineer for 10 years, 4 times founder. So when we talk to founders, they tell us that they can count on one hand the number of investors that have the depth of experience that we have in some of the, especially technical subjects.
How does that then play into your ability to attract founders and how you show your own firm's competitiveness and innovation in getting the best founders, the best companies?
I think it makes a huge difference in helping us win deals. So when we talk to founders, they often say, you guys get it. And they're really attracted to the fact that we're bringing a whole team of experts to the table when they do that. So, and the reason behind that strategy, and I think why it helps early stage teams so much, is because early stage teams are very careful. They have to be extremely careful about budget and who they hire. So there's sometimes teams of 2 to 6 people, and they just don't have the resources, and they shouldn't yet, to spend on, say, a full-time PR hire or an HR person. And so we are able to sort of supplement their teams in sort of key strategic ways. And what we tell them is that we know that you can figure this out by yourself, but if we can help you go faster, then we're doing our job. And especially in the first 12, 24, 18 months of a company's existence, speeding up that building and acceleration cycle, it's invaluable. And great founders know that, and so that's what we bring to the table, and that's what they get excited about working with us.
So given the early stage of where you invest and this 18 months to 24 months,
yeah,
what are the metrics, the attributes you look for in this segment of founder and companies that cause you to invest?
It's a great question, and I do have to disclaim that, when you're looking at a pre-seed company or a seed company, it's actually less about metrics because they don't have any yet. So we have to have instead we spend a lot of time understanding the market, and we spend a lot of time with the founding team. So and it's getting that conviction, as I said, around can I work for this person? We also spend a lot of time with the product. I'd say that's one of the things that is sort of a real depth of experience for our teams around product. We love to engage with the product, look at it and play with it, and even spend time talking to prospective customers to understand demand and how much of a pain point they're solving for.
Let's shift to leadership. In life, career, business, there are norms, codes, rules on how things are done.
Especially in venture.
Where have you been? Where have you been a code breaker in life or business, and how did you do it?
I love this question, and I would say that for me personally, like in my personal journey, I grew up in a really conservative Indian family, and I'm a first-generation immigrant. Most of my family in India, the women get educated and they don't work after they get married. So I was sort of it's culturally very different, which you may understand. And for me, I really had to learn to break some of that code of sort of being the eldest daughter, going along with things, being the good girl, and it's very culturally difficult to sort of like complain about things. And I think my journey has been learning how to especially express feedback when things are not working or when a product is not working. And even I've had that work out for me in so many unexpected ways. So I'll share a little story if I have time. When I was in grad school at MIT, I was really uncertain about whether I should go back to school to get a business degree. Because a lot of times in startups, the most interesting stuff is happening in the field. So cutting edge, anything is happening in startups. It's not happening in business schools. So when I got there, I realized that there was no product management class about startups. And I went to the head of the Entrepreneurship Center and I said, there's no product management class about startups. And he said, well, what would you want to learn? Write a syllabus. And I wrote a syllabus and they used it to create a class. And they hired Brian Halligan, the founder of HubSpot, to teach it. And I got to be the TA. And it really brought home to me that, it's important to, use our voices to speak up about how we see products being different over time. And with my founders, there's a balance because you sort of have to learn when to be a cheerleader. Like as you're a founder, every day is difficult. Like 75% of your days, things are tough. 25%, I have to be there for them, but then also learn how to challenge them or be a thought partner or help them see around corners. And so that I would say has been my journey.
Parul, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.